right? And I'm like, guys, no, you can get monetized. These teens did it with new accounts and they took 4 days. So that's because their account was new, right? So they first had to get jiggy with the algorithm because of the new account.
Well,
And then yeah.
do you remember the when that video
When
I
it was
published that
September.
video that went viral in or like mini viral or whatever in in December, like after Breakpoint, right? Like
Yeah.
with the guy,
Yeah, with your
the
Solana thing.
KOL,
Yeah.
yeah, like having sex on the roof. It was like it,
Yeah.
and it went viral on Chinese CT, and that was cool. But like I was looking at the stats today, and that was just like a blip in the ocean compared to like what just happened, right?
Yeah,
Like it wasn't
Adam, you
even.
know they don't have porn over there. It's like censored, so that's
Yeah.
probably why it went viral.
Yeah.
But yo, Adam, or everyone here, I wanted to ask like, how long do you think is too long before you can answer to any of those posts? Like I checked the group now, and there are some posts that I missed, but can I go back like 12
You
hours?
no, okay, yes. So here's the deal, Reggie. Here's what you do. So you only use the ones I sent you basically to procure your timeline, the for you. Right? So I know that when you are doing 5, 6 posts that I picked out with certain criteria, these criteria will roll over into for you with different posts, but ticking the same boxes, right? And so you're going to see all of those. It when it's on the for you, it does not matter how old the post is. You reply to the for you will get boosted. Like I said, when Elon wants to do this, he wants to give you what you like. So that's and you told him that you like posts that are in the millions, posts that are about this, right? So easy to respond to, and go viral all the time. So we have this criteria. It's now landing in the for you, and in the for you, it does not matter how old the post is. It can be 3 days old. If you still like it, you reply, and you will still get the chunk of the views. People who jive with the for you, it's like Elon is like, you want more of this? And then you're like, yes, Elon. You're telling with your reply, even if it's days old, you're telling with your reply, yes, more of this, right? That's what
Okay.
it, yeah. And then you and Elon are really jiving. That's how I just envision it, right? So you're really jiving right now with your timeline, right? With your for you. So the for you works, and then it kind of boosts you, like ultimately, right? And it
Okay,
doesn't matter
but
how old. People actually make a mistake by going to try and find these posts early. That's a
yeah.
mistake because that's actually what bots do. And this is the number one thing that can get you wrecked so quickly. You'll be out of the algorithm within 24 hours if you just keep doing this shit, right? So it under for you, it does not matter. If it lands under for you, it's made for you to reply to. Remember this, right? So it's basically when you respond to the for you, anytime you respond to the for you, you're saying, yes, more of this. So a lot of what happens with the good morning, if people good morning each other a lot, your for you will be only good mornings. Have anybody experienced this? I certainly did. I was like, what the fuck is my for you doing, right? And see all these people. Yeah, because you're telling the algorithm you like to say not only say good morning, right? And you're doing it to those accounts. So I'm going to see more of those accounts. Also, because I'm only saying good morning to really big accounts, my for you is nothing but accounts that have 6, 7, 800 good mornings on them. Yeah, right? So it that's how I learned to work with criteria that I like a secret sauce that I set up for myself. So I have certain criteria for posts that I need on my timeline, on my for you to respond to in order for me to remain very, very bullish. And next up, I'm going to do that with followers, right? So, how to gain followers and how to go viral. These are two other things that we need to be looking at then. Because you have, when you go to your analytics, you have certain things. You have followers, your replies. Now, they're in your analytics for a freaking reason, right? They're there For a reason. They're there for you because these are the metrics to watch. So every time and again, you're gonna go like, okay, what's my followers doing? You're gonna highlight something. I do that every 2 weeks. I highlight something. So you see me gain. Sometimes you see me gain a lot of followers in a couple of weeks in that time frame because that's where my focus is on that metric. So I go to these metrics and you can go to views and do that metric again. And so the more you balance those out, the more bullish your account is, the better your engagement ratio. Yes, Edge.
Do you eat chocolate sometimes? Or like something sweet?
Yes, I do, but it's dark chocolate, like
Okay.
90%. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Bitter.
I'm having thoughts of going to like the grocery store now. The urge is massive, but no.
Oh, Ed, you can have some dark chocolate though. And the thing with dark chocolate is that it for me it really satisfies just with one piece. It really because it's so rich in flavor, so it really satisfies me. It's only about 90 calories and it has a lot of magnesium in it. So especially in the evening before you go to bed, it really helps you relax. It's really high in magnesium, dark chocolate. Dark chocolate, cacao is really good for you, right? And you can eat a whole bar of dark chocolate. Just try. You can't. It's because the flavor is just too powerful. For me, I can't even finish a whole bar of that. Milk chocolate is not really chocolate. It has it has only 30-40% cacao and the rest is fat and sugar. So there's no magnesium content there very highly, right? Uh, but dark chocolate, yes to dark chocolate, you guys. If you are on a cut or something, dark chocolate is definitely the way to go. Put it everywhere, right? If you have some cravings like that, yeah, just
What
take
what
a.
about what about a bag of nuts, like peanuts?
No, nuts, peanuts are shit.
It's a
Okay.
lot of cals
Yeah,
in nuts, bro.
yeah. Well,
And
Yeah.
peanuts are nuts are a source of protein that it's not a diverse source of protein. So when I eat a piece of meat, it has basically every amino acid that I need, right? When I eat peanut butter, people are like, "Yeah, peanut butter is like really high on protein content." Yes, but it's only two amino acids, so it's not biodiversible for me. So also it comes with a lot of fat. Now, if I am in ketosis, and I do sugar-free peanut butter, which is disgusting also, right? So if you eat peanut butter, just eat the real thing. That's what I'm all about, right? Don't go fake it. But it comes with a high fat, and in keto, this does not matter as long as you stick with your calories. But if you ate carbs, then this is absolutely a no, because just one little tablespoon or 1 teaspoon, because you guys think a spoon is always, a spoon is measured, the spoon and then straight top, not with a freaking mountain on it, right? So you think 1 scoop, no, that's then two. So that's why I say, like, let's say you have a teaspoon with a little mountain on it. Yeah, that's 90 calories there, right? Almost 100 calories just for one little spoon like that, you guys, peanut butter. So it's very easy to overeat. Is
But
it?
do
yo,
you
Yeah,
are you a robot, Wilder, or do you eat sugar sometimes?
I rarely eat sugar.
Edge, you can substitute the sugar with a lot of things. Like, I have a great tip for you if you're craving something. You know, knäckebröd with
Knekkebrød.
knäckebröd.
Knekkebrød.
It's this cracker bread, or I don't even know what you call it in
Yeah, so
English,
You
but
said
so
Edge
why
something
knows.
there,
is
man.
this why is
Definitely.
this so bullish? Well, anytime you roast a piece of bread and you're taking out the moisture, basically, you're taking out calories. Yeah. So that's why, and you're taking out the string of the carbohydrates, so they become less bioavailable for you in your gut, right? So you metabolize it differently, and that's why it's more bullish if you want on your cut. Just use that cracker bread, right, which is basically dehydrated roasted bread. And so that also happens when you put it in the freezer. The carb breakdown will be different, and it will be harder for your body to metabolize. But I eat sugar? Yes, sometimes I eat sugar. The problem is with me is that I am so now I'm still now I'm in a little cut. because I'm in a bulk, right? I'm in a overall metabulk phase. Bulking is 2 years for me here, right? So to gain more muscle, you cannot do that in 3 months. You have to take your time. Most of your time when you're eating for physique, right, to create a physique to grow, you are spending more time bulking than you do cutting, right? It's harder for your body to build muscle than it is to lose fat. It really is this way. And for ladies, this is massive because it's hard for women to grow muscle as is, right? So I got to spend 2 years in a bulk. And then every time I feel like I'm a little over, I do like a little mini cut, like trim some fat off there, keep the muscle, and then rinse, repeat. The thing is, I why I don't eat a lot of sugar, because of my taste changed. So after spending years of not eating sugar, if I eat sugar, I get very overwhelmed with the flavor. It's very sweet for me, right? So, and it's to the point that I don't like it. It's too sweet. A lot of things for me with sugar now are way too sweet. I even taste it in bread. I taste the sugar almost that they put in bread, like
Yeah,
the lactose,
yeah,
the milk sugar.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Like I'm
yeah,
the same. Like
yeah,
to the point where I feel like I feel guilty for like doing it because now I've been holding off for a long time. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I'm like that
Mm-hmm.
too. It's just like sometimes the urge comes.
Yes, well
Uh,
then do it, because probably when you have that urge, it's probably because you're a little dehydrated. So a lot of people don't understand this concept. Carbohydrates hydrate. Yeah. For
Yeah,
every
exactly.
yes, for every gram of carbohydrate that you eat, you're holding 3 grams of water. So a lot of weight that you measure on a scale is actually water fluctuation, and that's not fat that moves, right? So you can be have a high carb day, drink a ton of water, and boom, you'll be 2, 3 pounds more on the scale tomorrow. And that's just water weight shifting. And people's brains explode sometimes when I say that, because it's like, no, how is that? It's like, no, you didn't lose weight, you lost water. It takes a lot for fat to move, right? And it has a ceiling as well, how much you can lose in a week. And it's not a thing that actually is good in measure that on a daily. So that's why I always say, like, you can do it daily for trend indication, weighing yourself in, but weekly gives you the real alpha, especially if you stuck with the same routine of food every day, right? So take out variables like carbs. So a lot of people will experience this. And so when you crave carbs and sugar, it's usually an indication that you're slightly dehydrated. Your body now
Yep.
wants to have more carbs because it wants to hold a little bit more water. People on keto, what did they need? A lot more salt. Why? Because you're flushing. If you don't eat carbs, you're flushing, right? So anything that you drink immediately makes you go to the restroom a half hour later. It runs through your body because there's no minerals there, no salts to hold and there's no carbs to hold that water in.
Mm-hmm.
And your body wants to stay hydrated. So carbs are actually not your enemy in this way at all. That's
Yo, Edge, you
carbs.
can try, like, one good thing that you can do is to buy the raspberry sugar-free jam, and then you put that on the knäckebröd, and it almost feel like a dessert, you know. And
oh yeah,
also, if you get the brown cheese, do you have brown cheese in Sweden?
probably, but I've never like thought about it. Brown cheese.
Yeah, the brown cheese is like very sweet, but it's a lot of fat on that brown cheese. So you need to be like careful with how much you take. Only one slice on top of the knäckebröd with the sugar-free jam. And it needs to be raspberry jam because it has this sourness to it that goes well with the brown cheese.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Actually, good tip, not gonna lie. But here's actually what happens with your brain when you're taking like sugar substitutes, right? So now you crave a little bit of sugars because you're slightly dehydrated. So here's the deal: a bowl of rice fixes you. Within half an hour, your craving will be gone. right? So, but your brain is like, no, the fastest thing that I can do is actually do something sweet like sugar. Yeah. So your brain is trying to always find the quickest way to roam here. So it won't think of a bowl of rice. It will think like, hey, one scoop of sugar will do the trick as well, right? So that's where the behavior comes from, the craving that comes from. So now you understand this. A bowl of rice fixes it. Yeah. But guess what? Sugar substitute do for you in your brain? You will actually get an insulin spike still, and there was no sugar. How did that happen? It's because the flavor in your mouth will give the signal to your brain that it needs to create insulin. So insulin is something that we need, right? We need it for what? We need it for protein synthesis. Yeah, or else protein synthesis will not happen. So we need there's only one amino acid, and that's I think L. No, it's leucine. Leucine is the only one that doesn't need insulin to synthesize. The rest of any amino acid will need insulin. That's why you see bodybuilders taking extra insulin, right? Because they want to have that protein synthesis going on 24/7. So which then leads to other problems. So that's right. But actually, flavor, just tasting something sweet, will signal the brain to make insulin. And so that's why you see a lot of people not losing weight because they're using sugar substitutes. And anytime there is insulin in your bloodstream, yeah, it closes the fat cells from giving out energy. Yeah, so insulin is the key to you losing fat or not. If your insulin is low, the fat cells will be able to open up. And what does open the fat cells? What does that open up? Which hormone? Well, adrenaline and noradrenaline, these two. So these are basically the keys to a fat cell. And a fat cell closes as soon as there's insulin in the body, because if there's insulin in the body, there's carb energy to take, see? And so glucose metabolism will start to fire. Now, this is not a sure deal. So this is not a thing that happens in 24 hours or 16 hours. It happens throughout the day in a rhythm of, and that determines when you're eating, right? And so that's why people who fast, right, when there is no, at one point there's no insulin, they go into ketosis, right? The adrenaline is up, the noradrenaline is up, and so they can, their fat cells will go on high metabolism, fat metabolism mode. Yeah, and that's how it gives you a little bit of an edge in cutting. Uh, but it's not necessary because you're going to that ebb and flow state in all the time. Now, why is it then so problematic to eat right before you sleep? Well, now you're making insulin in a time where you should be down and should be metabolizing a little bit more fat, and you are now running against that by creating insulin again, closing the fat cells, not being able to metabolize. And that metabolism is actually, when we say burning fat, we actually burning fat. Yes. So it's oxidization, right? That's why I always say take some freaking NAC, N-acetyl, because when you're taking, and that's just an amino acid, you guys, when you're taking that, you're reducing oxidative stress. When you're taking, and you actually be able to burn more, because every time you're burning fat, it leaves these gases, that's stress. So you're losing weight through your lungs, not through sweat. Isn't that amazing how it works? Body is such an amazing thing, you guys. I can spend hours talking about this. But it's basically the heck. So anytime you have insulin in your body, you're not losing fat. You have water weight fluctuations there and a ton that you can measure, but it's not going to be fat. And that's why a lot of people who have that grazing way of eating, so they don't have times that they eat, and it's not the amount that you eat, it's then every hour they eat something, and they will always have insulin in the body, and at some point it will make you insulin resistant. And what is insulin resistance? Well, that's pre-diabetic mode, right? Yeah. So well, we can have a freaking, I can have spaces around this like every day, 24/7. There's so much about this, and it's so many misconceptions about gaining muscle, losing muscle, gaining fat, losing fat. These are things. Losing weight
Yeah.
is what weight are we losing, right? That should be the question.
I'm currently doing like I've been in the gym for maybe 6 months now, and the only supplement I'm currently taking is only protein powder. But I have been wondering if I should start on creatine just to get some
Creatine, yeah,
water pump.
yes, yeah. So creatine is very nice for your pumps, right? I think people over give too much credit to creatine, right? So
Yeah, but you need to
L-citrulline
have a
pumps you harder.
yeah, you need to have a good workout routine if you're going to
Yeah.
start on the supplements. Like you can't work out two
Yeah, no,
times a
look,
week
it's
and do
we
it.
call it a supplement, so it supplements something that you're already doing. If you're not doing anything,
Yep,
supplements
exactly.
will not have will there's no shortcut here. There's only ways to enhance what you're doing, right? But you got to be doing the doing. So, but if we're not doing the doing, this whole conversation does not need to happen. But L-citrulline is actually citrulline is giving you better pumps than creatine will ever do. So here's the downside from creatine. It's so hyped in the fitness space, and I get it, but it's actually raising your uric acid by a lot. And this is very hard on your kidneys, you guys, right? So you usually get a good dose. If you eat red meat throughout the week, you're good on your creatine. You do not need more, right? Actually, if you suffer from some arthritis or any other joint related issues, creatine is gonna inflame your body with those like so fast, right? Because of that uranic acid, right? So the more acidic your body is this way, the more joint problems you will have. So people with rheumatoid arthritis, gout, just regular arthritis, otherwise vague problems with your joints, yes, stop the creatine because it just agonizes that, right? Antagonizes that by a lot. So don't do that. L-citrulline is a better way to go. Taking five milligrams of L-citrulline before your workout gives you a pump that lasts throughout the day. So when I used to train people for photo shoots and stuff, right? When they really need to get ripped, within just 5 weeks, they get photo shoot 5 weeks off, and then they need to get ripped in the 5 weeks and look good for the shoot. I always give them the L-citrulline just to get the muscle to be so hard that even if there is still some layer of fat, that muscle will push through, right? So yeah, so especially with abs and stuff, oh man, this works fabulous. So when people need to have pictures of their abs taken, look, I'm gonna shoot a picture of my abs and pin it so you guys can see what happens when you take L-citrulline, but still have some fat, right? So
Yeah, I
I'm
just
by
put
no
that
means,
into Grok, so yeah, I have that on my list now. I appreciate that one.
yeah, yeah. So here's that picture, right? So a lot of people think abs are made in the kitchen, and this is true by and large. You need to have a low fat content in order for muscles to be seen. The less fat you have, the more muscles we see, right? But here is wild, actually having a fat percentage of 22, which is high for me. So there's a shit ton of moss on the rocks, right? That's how we call it, moss on the rocks. There's fat on the, but now I'm taking L-citrulline. Hold on, did I? Hold on, yeah, put it in what's it ticker? Do you guys see it?
It's loading up.
It's pinned here up above. Yeah. So here's where I take L-citrulline and then do a
Holy shit!
so
What the fuck?
yeah. So here is how you pump your. So for people that I trained, I asked almost the top was $249 per hour for my training, but I give results. So people who need results for photo shoots, for otherwise for movies, for that kind of stuff, I train them, right? And I get their diet in check and all the supplements that they need in order for that magic to happen when it needs to be happening, right? So that is very niche because you need to look good for that one day. You need
Yeah,
to look so
exactly.
good, right?
With the same
So
with boxers as
yeah,
well. Like
yeah, exactly.
they
Yeah,
go into this sweating
yeah,
machine
yeah, yeah,
just to get ripped,
yeah.
just to do the
Well,
weight.
I know because I used to be a powerlift competitor, right? And
Oh.
so you deal with the weight class. So sometimes I needed to
Hmm.
ditch
Hmm.
8 pounds of water in 24 hours, my guy, for real, just to stay in your weight class because you want to have the most amount of muscle in your weight class, but that sometimes means that you're holding a shit ton of water as well. So you have a protocol for competition there, but you also have a protocol for bodybuilding, you have a protocol for boxes, the diet protocol that you need to do, right? And so I guide people. Some people want to be looking ripped on their vacation, and then I always think, yeah, on your vacation you're also going to eat tons more shit. So you're going to look different on your vacation. And so we're going to try and fix your diet on forehand. So when you do go off the track with pizza and that kind of shit, you still look ripped, right? And so that is has to do with tinkering with your salt levels a week in front of that, right? So there's that is very niche, you guys. That takes me a ton of time to determine for somebody, and they got to stick with my rules. But here's that picture. It's actually L-citrulline that you can still see my legs have fat, my abs still have fat, right? This is not me being ripped by any means, right? This is, I was 14% at some point. This is me being on 22% fat levels, and you can still see my abs like nothing else, and that's because I pump them using some citrulline, which makes them hard, and when they make them pumped and hard, it pushes through, and they can be seen through a layer of fat. So it's kind of like a little cheat code there for if you want to look good for a picture, you want to look good on your vacation, your wedding, something, whatever you got going on,
But
right?
can you use L-citrulline for a long time, or is it
Yes, you can.
okay?
Yeah, you
Let's
can.
go.
Yeah. And basically, the negative sides from citrulline are, are neglectable when it comes to creatine, which does have some negative effects. So people are putting it on a pedestal like it's the one and all, and it's absolutely not. Actually, sometimes that creatine can look you a little bit more puffy because it also gives you a more rounded look with the creatine, right? So, but the citrulline gives you a harder look, and that's basically the look that most people are after, right? That harder look, right?
Type
With the
shit.
harder
Type
muscle.
shit.
And yep. Yeah, come wild here. I'll get you looking like a freaking gorilla.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that, yo.
Even when you're not, because I train tiny guys. Funny enough, I did a lot more men in competition training and training for movies and for pictures, photo shoots, a lot more than ladies. So I trained a lot more men this way. And it takes a certain type of men to be able to be training under a woman, right? And it takes a certain type of woman to be doing that too. Just figure out that, you guys. La, la, la. My name is Wild for no reason. I am taking no hostages, right? No. I'm laying the law down. Boom. But yeah, there's ways to tinker, but the real work is still at the core of all of this, guys. It means that you have to lift in a certain rhythm, a certain reps. Very different bodies for very different things. So when I'm a power lifter, right, I have a different body. Actually, when I started to do a little bit more physique training for um, bodybuilding, very different from powerlifting, right? Actually, when we do bodybuilding, we're especially on your deadlifts, you're taking lower weights because deadlifts and your other compounds will make you a little bit more bulky in the middle. So because there's more core engagement with heavier weight, you can see that my physique is not small. I'm not small in the middle at all, right? I'm a little bit too square for bodybuilding physique, and that's because of powerlifting. So that's very different. I,
Yeah, but I can clearly see that your abs are like not the small type of abs. You know, sometimes you see the guys with the 8 pack. They
yeah.
have this small, compact
hmm
abs, but you have like.
That's genetic, though.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's that's how your muscles look. Now, that doesn't say that you can train them differently and they will look different. So there's that too, right? But some people are born with an 8 pack. Some people are born even with a 10 pack. Some born with a 6 pack. I was born with a 6 pack. This will never be an 8 pack. That's
Yeah,
because of how the structure is in genetics. So I cannot do nothing. I can just change the way they look. I can have a more V-shaped, and then my obliques will be more pronounced, right? And that is just the engagement that I do with my core. Which exercise do I do? So these that I have right here are just heavy fucking deadlifting. This is
Yeah,
heavy
they're
deserts. Yeah,
like the
yeah,
rectangle form.
yeah. This is engaging your core and your compounds only. This is me being a powerlifter. Sometimes, in order to make my core more stable, I would do the only thing that I would do as an accessory for nothing 40 reps, 100 reps. No. Uh, of a hit training then for your muscle makes them look different. Also, I'm going to in my compounds. So no, but sometimes what I did do was cable pull downs with for the abs, and then put almost 120 kilos on them. So almost 280 pounds on my abs, and then in a rep 5 to 8, and then three, 4 sets. And that was the only thing that I would do for my abs, other than a warm up for compounds.
Yeah, that's good shit. Because every time you kind of do any other party exercise, it's on my
Your core is at the absolutely um, and so we see that a lot in deadlift, just because they need to train more deficit depth and then engage that core more. A lot of people are not making in this, so you can brace hard when you engage in the compound. Don't fucking do this. You need to push out with your core. You're protecting your back. Right? So a lot of people rest actually need to do better core work by better bracing, and need to do some exercises, some warm-up exercises for the brace, which could be like just laying on the floor with your knees up and then a 40-pound kettlebell on your abs out. Just, yeah.
Hey Wilder, I need to rejoin real quick. My audio's cutting out. I'm gonna rejoin real quick.
Yeah.
Come on.
I also don't have a good night close out. I'm sorry, guys. When I get onto the fitness stuff, yeah, you try and get me down from that one. Yeah, I was trying to make.
What the fuck?
Right, because it has some salt, nice, right? You get some salt levels up. You get hydrated again, and when you're good hydrated, your sugar craving goes down. For real.
I'm not gonna lie, I also got that done.
Don't ever feel guilty. Food is not never a punishment, because that fucks up your brain with this, right? That's how we get eating disorders and this warfare shit going on. But food is not there as reward or punishment. It's there to nourish, right? So always put it in how it can work for you, and never put it into a punishment or reward system, because that will fuck you up. Don't do this. Right? It was not there. You're not in the gym to punish you. You're not on a diet to punish yourself. You are doing all of that stuff to be better and healthier. That's why you do, to optimize. Right? A lot of people in the gym are going to the gym to punish themselves. No, this is wrong. You're not beating yourself up here. You're making yourself better. Yeah, and bad food is not a punishment, and nor is it a reward. Just take it out of that atmosphere altogether, because that will only keep you in a loop, and then you are on that spectrum, right? So either it's good or not good, and this is the truth is it's neither. Every food matters. Fat matters, sugar matters, even sugar, right? Even fat. That matters, right? If I'm and also the context. If I'm on a deserted island and I see freaking bacon, I'm going for it. I'm licking the bacon. I'm eating the bacon, you guys. Tons.
But it's also sometimes a matter of discipline. Sometimes I wanna prove to myself that the food itself is not dominant over me, like controlling me. I'm controlling it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, sure, yes,
For
exactly.
like a
Well,
month or
yeah,
something.
yeah. Well, yeah, you're basically teaching your brain, right? Reteaching your brain. And that comes because we might have grown up with a different pattern of eating. And so your brain is on autopilot with that. And so sometimes need to go into a little bit of a war with it, right? To see who's still, if the new you is still boss over it. And then there's my daughter says I feel like cookies. I'm like, make cookies. They're even better than in the store, right? Make your own cookies. Half the time she's like, okay, no. Right? All right, so if you're not willing to spend 10 minutes making the freaking cookies, you do not deserve the cookies. Now, if I bought a pack of cookies, it's there to take without doing anything for it. Yeah, you just feel like you have to, no, you did not. You got to work for the cookie. And this is the best thing is if you really want it, you make it, and then you enjoy it. And then for me, you can have the cookie. I can have a cookie too. I make the cookie myself. And if I am feeling bothered by making it, I just take the cookie. I don't have the cookie.
And just imagine, like, not imagine, but just know how much better, like, homemade cookie is for you. Hmm.
You know, when I train people, and I need to be on a diet and a cut, right? I sometimes need to be really, telling them like, hey, that food you cannot have it in the house because I know that you're gonna feel now today you're gonna feel powerful and all, and then there will be one day in your cut that you will be tempted, and so you cannot have it in the house. But you are allowed, if you wake up so hungry that you are willing to go out to the nearest gas station, get yourself a Snickers, go get yourself that Snickers. Yeah. That is something that you need to put on the because if you do not, the next day go to the supermarket, buy 10 packs of Snickers into your house, they will get involved. Because sometimes I need to take people in such a rough deficit that will happen. Right? So we got to have also plans in place for when you do have a crazy craving like that. When Wild Need to cut here to 13.6%, I got. And that cut was hell. I was so hungry, you guys. I felt terrible. I was cranky, angry all the fucking time. And I had one apple that I could take when in the evening when I was having cravings. I was having a small kitty apple, like a child-sized apple, that was on my counter in the kitchen. Yeah. So every night I would lay that apple there. Like if things get really rough, I would could have that apple. It was incorporated in my macros, so I could have the apple. You know what happened to Wild here? One day I woke up. I was like, what is this under my butt, right? What do I feel? It was like some kind of animal or snail or something. I was like disgusted. I was like, what is this? You know what it was? Just the core of that apple, and I mean the tiny core. I ate everything else in my sleep, you guys. That's how hungry I was. I went in my sleep, got the apple, and I ate it in my sleep, almost core and all, with the little freaking, the stick hanging out. And that was in my bed, that landed in my bed, and I rolled over on it, right? So I actually ate it in my sleep. That's how hungry I was. My hormones were, I didn't have any period anymore. My hormones were, I couldn't sleep. I woke up 10 times at night, right? So it's not good, right? For females especially, men can go to 1% body fat. You would feel horrible too, don't get me wrong, but you can get there and still survive. Women are absolutely, you're destroyed, and it takes months for your hormones levels to build back up. So that's why you need fat for your hormones. So do not neglect fat here, right? Especially also for testosterone. My co-hosts are getting on stage, off stage. Everybody, I'm doing Adam, I'm doing you. But Fredo, hey, and Trench has joined the conversation. Trench A
Hey,
plus
what's
Fredo.
good? Hello,
What's
guys.
good?
Yo, yo.
Hey,
What's
What's
how
cracking?
are y'all doing?
We're
How you
doing
doing?
good. I'm trying to get everybody back up.
It's amazing.
It's crazy. Adam, what is
What?
happening? Hold on. Adam, what's happening? My guy, I can't
The
get you back
mic.
up.
Adam needs to rejoin, I think.
Yes,
Well,
Adam needs to do like a full round trip. Oh, no,
Trench,
he's getting here. All right, you guys. Let me grab some water.
Holy Jesus Christ! Am I
Trent,
back?
Where did you
what up,
Are we
go? The
back?
stupid
Adam?
universe.
Oh my God, that was impossible. That was so difficult. Yeah, man, I rugged
So
for a
Tick
good
was messaging
20
me, but the whole
minutes.
time for me, you guys showed up as my co-host. I was sitting there like, I don't know what to do, man. So I
Oh,
just
that's
had
the
to
Yeah,
bring
I
you guys
worst.
off stage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
I
doesn't.
rugged.
Sometimes it doesn't refresh. I hate that. Oh, it's annoying.
Yeah, it was super hard. But yeah,
Yeah,
we're back. I think we're back.
I've seen it
So
happen. Are we
back.
still back yet?
We are
But
back.
We're so back.
we are so back, dude. Trench Ape. I'm so curious. He slid into my DMs a few days ago, and so I just sent him an invite to the space. Do you want to tell us about the collection?
Hey, thank you for inviting me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we are almost actually we're 100 minutes away from selling out. We're
Oh,
97% done.
whoa,
We're super
whoa,
close. Yeah, we've been working
bro.
on this collection for about
Check this
four
out,
to
dude. He's
five
not
months now.
capping. They're at 5,423 out of 5,555. So it's at
Yeah.
97.6% of the way minted out, bro. This is congrats. This is your collection.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's
Sick.
me and my friend's collection. We worked on this together, so
This is
it's
dope.
it's a really big accomplishment for us.
How much is
We're
the
genuinely
how
really
much is it to
proud of it.
mint? I'm like,
It's 0.055 soul, which is like $6, probably 6.50.
bro, say less. I'm minting. These are freaking
Yo,
dope.
hell yeah, man.
These are dope. Wilder, check this out if you get a second. He's on
We're
Launch My
we're launching our
NFT.
token real soon. We're
What?
launching our
Hold
token
on.
real
Let
soon,
me
actually.
give you first a follow. All right, and now I'm gonna. What is this mint?
Mm-hmm.
You'll be back on secondary like a bitch. Stack hard. Trench add up multiplier. And I'm looking at this.
I'm happy you guys like the collection, genuinely. Like, that's some crazy good positive feedback.
Yeah, that's
It's
nice.
cool, man.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna freaking mint right now. Do you want to tell us about like the collection?
Tick
So it
Tick is
looks.
all about minting. Tick's FOMO on the mints. Although he's like,
Oh, I
hello.
get bad FOMO. And when this
Yeah,
one's, it's
bad
almost
FOMO.
the collection's almost minted out. I'm like, and it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
it.
So what happens, you guys, in the last part of the mint is also very bullish because that's where you actually get the best ones, the grails. I always mint in
Yeah.
the last part of it, right? Yeah.
Bro. Dude,
Well,
I'm curious about
as
the collection. So it seems inspired by Bored Ape and
yeah, it's
do
a
you want to
derivative. We modified it to make our own, of course. But yeah, it's a derivative of the Bored Ape, and I mean, we are planning on launching our token as soon as the mint send to all of our holders. We also have a holder list that's based on like how many NFTs you have. It's how many tokens you will get, and we are also, which is, I mean, it's still like a plan. It's not actually like we're doing it, but like we're planning on making a mini like play to earn experience with the token once we launch it and once we launch it. So that's kind of like the idea of what we want to do right now.
cool and then trenchapes.xyz. So you were saying that you have like a staking feature, is it?
Hey, what?
Staking. Like stake to earn, or how do you earn passively with these?
Wait.
Oh,
I'm
forgive me.
confused a little bit on what you're.
I thought you said something about earning tokens for the more NFTs you hold, but I was reading something at the
Oh,
same
no,
time.
no. That's no. That's, we have a list, which is like, okay, for all of our holders. If you have 10 or more of our NFTs, you will get the airdrop once the token launches. And if you have 10 NFTs, you will get 250,000, for example. And if you have 20, you will get 500,000 tokens. And if you have 30, you will get 750, and so on. And yeah, that's what I meant.
And
The
the
mini
ticker
play
is
to earn
Trench?
experience is something that we still have to work out.
And the ticker is Trench then?
Yep.
Cool, bro. Bro, I gotta do this. It's nice.
I mean,
I think okay.
I'd love for you to
I
do
can hear it
that.
in Tick's voice. This
The-
is the best thing. I know
Ooh,
Tick now for a long time.
I
He's
got the Louis
You seem
V.
very happy
this
about
is
it,
the
Bro,
actually.
ticker.
bro,
This is the ticker. Now
I
I'm minting.
I got the Louis V background with the Bitcoin eyes. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I like the
No.
Yes.
cop.
Lobster
Yes.
dominance.
Yo,
That's
that's actually sick.
is that
That's actually
bullish?
sick.
Is that a bullish background?
Is that bullish?
Is that bullish?
Tick always mints the best ones, and then he goes like very angelically and naive, asking, "Is that bullish?"
But
It's
well,
like the
Mike, he's
Grail.
in a cop. He's in a
Yo,
cop uniform.
Dick,
Yo,
Wait, I think your name is Adam since I heard the Waltz say it. Oh no, wait, it's the other guy. That's my bad.
Tick, it's Tick.
Yeah, no. Because I thought you said Adam to him earlier, so yeah, that's my bad.
Oh, he's the
But
other
you actually
co-host.
minted out an epic one. That's actually pretty rare in the entire collection, bro.
See?
You got
No
lucky.
way.
I swear to God.
Yeah, way.
Yes.
You knew this, Tick. Come on, let me see
Yes.
Louis Vuitton and Bitcoin eyes. You
Oh,
asked something.
the Bitcoin eyes.
It's actually a pretty rare one, man.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so stoked, dude.
Now, if Wild mints something, I'm minting fourth, right?
Get
So
it. Get one Wild.
that's
I mean,
how
it's
it
like
is.
think the price is it's 0.055 Sol. It's like
There's only around 100 of this actually, so like you got very lucky.
ooh, I want to see what you get, Wilder. I have a feeling Wilder is gonna get a more bullish one than me.
No,
Bro, this
that's
is like
not.
kind of an
No, that's not
unboxing,
how
bro.
this rolls out. The whole time we were minting in spaces and we did it together. You always got the grails, and then I'm minting floors. That
Hmm.
and you then get the bullish, and then you always ask very cutely, like, "Oh, is that bullish?" It's like, "Fucker, you know it's bullish."
Well, I'm not too. He's got the cop uniform, which I'm like, I remember Adam had the gay cop at NFT.
Yeah, I remember him at
Like
the
the
gay
pink
one.
hair, the gay mustache.
It's not just I had. I still have. I still have
You
that.
still have,
I'm
yes.
holding. I'm holding on. I'm holding on for dear life.
Hoddling
It's,
along.
That was a
yeah,
Vault
it's
Runner, right? But the gay policeman and like
yeah. The pink hair, the
YMCA
soap. He had
vibes.
the soap and the shower. It was
Yeah,
pretty
soap and
Yo,
serious.
guys,
do
What up?
not bend over.
What's going on,
can I
Trench?
make an offer to everyone in the space?
Yeah, what's good?
Like
Yes, of course you
a
can
little
make an
thank
offer.
you for minting. For anyone that does a quote tweet on our pin post, we will give you one NFT for free.
Oh,
Just send us
Lordy.
your ID,
All
sorry.
right. So, hey, can you pin that up then in the Jumbotron for us? That link that people need to quote post?
I actually don't know how to pin
Oh, that's all
things
right.
because I'm on
I
PC.
got
I don't.
that for you. Which one do
Oh,
you
thank you.
want?
Okay, do the one that has like 14K views. The
Your
pinned
pinned
one.
post. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So I'll get that
Thank you
up in
so
the
much.
Jumbotron. Let's give the people an example, right? So okay, so it shows up for me, you guys here, if you're listening to this. Go ahead and then quote post that post to get a free NFT. Yes, get a free
Yeah.
NFT. And how do they get it? Do they need to DM you or something? Or you're
Yeah,
gonna
just
DM
DM me
them?
and send me your
And
wallet.
DM
That's
and
it.
DM with
Easy as that. And
Solana wallet.
actually,
Oh my God, this is
if you
free.
look at our profile, we're doing a giveaway right now. So if you guys are interested, you can go like, tag 3 friends, or retweet, and drop your wallet below. You might get chosen for some NFTs.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. All right, you guys go beyond that. Yeah.
This is so freaking cool, man. Yeah,
We are so proud of getting this over with. Like,
how
it's
long?
actually amazing.
I didn't ask any of the important questions just because one,
It's
your
minting.
accent. I'm bullish on your accent. Are you a Dutchie?
No.
He's
No,
not.
actually, I would like for you to guess where I'm from because you will never guess it. Because my country is famous for having the worst type of accent in English. But since I've been speaking English for a decade now, I kind of perfectioned it.
You're better at it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
way
know.
better at it.
I'm at a loss. Maybe like
Are you East European?
Czechoslovakian?
No.
I don't know.
Not
How do you
East.
guess?
I am okay. So I am next to Spain and France.
Portugal? No.
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 What
Next to Spain and France?
Come on, famous for the
Andorra.
food.
Italian.
Yes.
Italian.
Italian.
Yes, I'm
Oh,
Italian.
okay, cool. Yeah, we've got a bunch of
Okay,
Italian friends.
so you must be
Giuliano.
North.
That's
Are you
Italy.
North
Italy's
Italian?
cool.
Yeah, I'm North Italy.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
So people in the south have a thicker accent. Somehow they have
Oh
that
my
really
God, bro!
Italian
People
accent.
in the
Yeah.
south, like
Yeah.
even in Italian, since
Yeah.
the regions here, people have all different accents. So you can actually tell by the way they speak where they're from. And
Yes.
it's in English, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. Well, good on you for real then, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
North
Giuliano,
I
do you know
north of
appreciate it.
part?
Italy, I think
Oh,
better and beautiful than the south, more than the south, actually, nature wise also.
To
I
be
think.
honest, I prefer the north. Since I'm
Yes.
like born and raised there, I prefer the north.
Yeah, sure you do, but I think from an outsider perspective, I like the north more too. Just more lush than the south, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's more to do.
just more to do. Exactly, right.
but yeah, tell us about the collection. Like, how long?
Yeah.
When did you launch the collection? And it
So
looks like your
we
website might be down right now too.
Yeah, there's some issues with the website that have been like going on lately. My friend has to fix it, but yeah, I don't know when he's gonna do that, but like real soon before the token drops.
Very
Well,
cool.
we created the collection about 7 months ago, maybe July or August, and then we launched it 4 to 5 months ago. So I mean, for the time being and for the size of the collection, it's actually been going real well.
Wow. Cool. And
Yeah.
what about the art? So let me see. Who's the artist? Do you do the art yourself, or can you tell us anything about that?
No, we have artists that does everything for us. We
No
also make
way.
custom like yeah.
These are
If
digitally
you go on
illustrated?
launch, yes. If you go on launch my NFT, you
Yeah.
can see there's a custom one-of-one phase
Yeah.
where if you mint that, our artist will do a custom one-of-one for you.
Bro,
But it's going for 0.25,
that is very sick,
so it's
man.
a little more expensive than the NFT itself.
How have you gotten this minted out so thoroughly? Like how what's been like your method for like promotion, or is it just word of mouth, or are you actively like shilling? How have you been able to achieve this? The 5,000 mints. That's pretty freaking awesome.
Can you repeat the last part? Sorry, I didn't
Oh,
uh, I
I was
didn't
just
hear.
wondering how have you been promoting the project? Like, have you had like a
Well,
major presence on Twitter? Like, have you been actively promoting it a
yeah,
lot, or has this
we've
kind of
we've
just yeah?
we have been working on Twitter like fully 100%. Our focus was on Twitter. Then mainly where spaces like this.
Oh, hey, I think Trench. I think you're
Bullish.
rugging. Oh,
Yeah, he's in and out. But I also posted. He's in and out,
Did
Fredo.
you did you guys hear me? What happened?
now you just came
Yeah, you
back.
were
Yeah.
cutting out a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Can you
You're
hear me
bullish
well now?
again. You're so back. You're so back.
All right.
So I also sent this link into what's the ticket Telegram. You guys, if you want a free NFT, go ahead and quote post the pinned post, not tick, but the second one, and the other one is tick that minted that NFT. So get yourself a free NFT. Quote post that post, and then send a DM with your Solana wallet, and get a free NFT. All right. So I
Yeah,
added to the TG too.
sorry, Walt.
Yeah, go ahead,
I
Eddie.
do have a question for Trent.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Yeah, it says that you've changed your username about 54 times.
Yeah, so here's the thing about that. We did change our username a lot of times because I mean we went from we used to be Trendshape Solana Collabs, Trendshape Collab, Trendshape Sol, Trendshape Midlife. I don't know. We always constantly changed our name, but it's always been this one.
Well, but I did do a check on the recent names, and they're different, like entirely different projects.
They were a long time ago though, very very long time ago because we have had this account since 2022.
Okay.
Do
Yeah,
it info. What you will. Let's talk to some other people here on
This,
stage as well because
yeah,
yeah, sure.
this
uh,
this is occupational. It's an occupational hazard in the
yes,
space. Like, I mean,
that is.
yeah, people change their names
Yes.
and projects come and projects go,
Make a
right?
new account, you guys, because even though you can scrub this, and I have seen this with a very bullish projects, right? So I'm not gonna name those, but they actually then change that name, and you can figure that out pretty quickly because guess what? Even if you scrub your information clean, you still in people still interacted with that old name, and so their interaction will still be um, as info searchable, and
Yeah,
so that aligns with your name. The thing is, you have an
thanks.
account. You have an account number. This is the magic, right? You have an account
Sure.
number,
Yeah,
and
and
so yeah,
thanks for pointing that out, Eddie.
yeah,
That was a good
yeah,
that was a good find.
yeah. So Trench, listen up. I'm gonna give you some grace here, then, but it's not bullish. Just make a new account.
You think so?
Yes,
I mean, though it's gonna be a little hard to get back to like 5K followers because
it
we
is.
Yeah,
also
is
we
it
also
is
are
But
it
in
going
it's
to be
a
that
but it
hard?
is
Is
but
it
it is bearish,
necessarily?
right?
Yeah, it is
Because
bearish.
this looks like when you do this, it looks like you're serial launching and rugging, and
no, we never
that's
really rugged. That's we always
Not
launched our
really.
token.
yeah, or an
Yeah.
unsuccessful product. Look, you don't want to build
Actually,
something new
but
on old foundations that didn't work.
no.
Basically,
And also, guys,
the best, right?
I did want to flag. I did actually put it in the title, but I did want to cover this for like a second. Which was the Solana. Did you guys see this like Solana shit posting on Starknet? Did you see this? Oh my god, I don't have the
Wait, what
cricket
is it,
sound, but
Adam?
it sounds like
Sorry, I was reading something.
yeah, like Solana, the Solana account. Did you not see? Like they totally were
What?
crapping on Starknet earlier today, and
Really?
it was a massively viral post.
Oh
Yeah,
my God! Well,
let's
it's
let me have
another
a
day in
look.
crypto for real.
It's another thing. So I think it was the like literally must have been the last post that they published. But so Starknet, which is like Ethereum layer 2, like
Mm.
massively like I think like $1 billion
Yeah.
market cap, something like that. And so Solana published Starknet has 8 daily active users, 10 daily transactions, and still somewhere has a $1 billion market cap and a $15 billion FDV. Laugh my fucking ass off. Send it straight to zero, right?
My God,
That was from
that's
the
harsh.
official Solana account. That was from the official. That was from the
That
official
is coming
Solana
from the
account.
official Solana account, right? How decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that happens, you guys.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
So, but I think what's going on here is what it means is that the ticker Stark STRK, right, is about to get liquidity on Solana, probably. Like this is from what I can see is rage baiting, and it's the ramp up to STRK. That's the Stark token getting traded on Solana. But we'll see. So because
Yeah, I
there's
think
been a reaction.
that post looks like a reverse psychology post. I It does from the Solana official account like that. Yeah, 100% to me it looks like a reverse psychology thing, and they actually
Right.
pump it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because this is very interesting for me specifically because I've actually been looking at Starknet like literally. I think today it's weird sometimes the way these things come around, but I was literally looking to Starknet because actually it's a very cool, it's a very interesting solution, and that is, I mean, this is like people are saying that 2026 is going to be the year of privacy. Talking about privacy, there's nothing more private than a zero knowledge proof. Like this is how you keep your data safe. The Starknet is literally built on zk snarks, which is it's a way to completely encrypt your data within the blockchain ecosystem. And I've been bullish on Starknet for a while. To be clear, I don't know like a massive amount about it. Um, I think it's I think it's here to stay, and I think that Solana are kind of they're doing this is an example of like doing marketing on Twitter well, probably rather than anything else.
Yeah, that looks like to me. I mean, an official account never does this without any intention or meaning, right? Not what we think, right? That they're not emotionally triggered like that. They should be, right? Even if it's Solana. So they still have brains there. So I think this is just like a Trump thing, right? Trump does that a lot, the baiting. So it doesn't matter if you bait
Yeah,
with
do you
hate
think?
or
Do you,
negativity. It's still,
I kind of
yeah.
I feel like maybe I should do more of this kind of baiting kind of stuff. I don't know, like I need to kind of get my I don't know if I need to get my life in order to be like just yeah edge gets it right, like more of a
Yes.
just troll
Yes.
more belligerently.
Well,
I did actually have I had something earlier, like I almost had like the most epic post from it's partly inspired by Edge, the like what he was sharing the other day. But I think I lost it
Did you
again.
post it today?
No, I almost posted. I didn't even get to posting. It's just like it was kind of like I had a vague inspiration for something, and then like it passed. But no, I did post. I did post earlier. Yeah, I was just crapping on Stewie for a second as well, right? Because you saw Stewie went down for. Did you see that, Wild? I thought you were like big
yeah.
on.
I'm still big on Sui. I have big bags of Sui. Also, my entry price on Sui was about 50 cents, so I ain't right here.
Hey guys, I think I'm gonna go and like eat something and maybe come back in like 20
Yeah.
minutes if you guys are still on.
Well, in 10 minutes we
20
might
minutes.
not be,
It's not
but then
feasible. It's not feasible.
it's not feasible.
Hey, I gotta rejoin
It's
again.
not feasible, so it's not feasible.
I'll be back in 1 second. I gotta rejoin again.
And here
Sorry.
goes Tick.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
20
yep.
minutes.
Fuck, that's so annoying. God damn, come on, let's go. Okay, I'm back. Yes. Oh, it let me keep my mic. There we go. Bro, I want to say something, dude. It's astonishing to me how on point Adam is with all of his like assessments and predictions of like, oh, it looks like things are like taking a step in this direction, and then weeks later we see today I'm seeing like the zero knowledge thing and the privacy, and that is the meta. Adam's, yeah, yeah. It's he sees this shit before it's reality. Like he sees the trends and everything. I just want to say it's just shocking to me how many times things Adam will like observe, and then like in the following weeks I'm like, damn, he was right about this again.
Adam, what's the new meta?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you guys. This is like I am gearing up to become the ultimate macro trader. Like seriously, like I can feel it. Adam. It's been like a lifetime.
0.00005 cents. It's just like, yeah, unreal. Like, I mean, obviously there's like an execution risk. Like, can we really pull it off? But I'd say, yeah, like I feel that like
Yes.
a lot of my work ends up being like just kind of ignoring like the pessimists that or whatever, like that are
Which
just
this is where it comes to like the fundamentals of being in this space is to be not emotionally attached, because you're gonna make the wrong decisions, right? And this is the thing, Adam. This is where builders, when you're building, you're ignoring the marketing you need to, or else you're gonna be tossed around by bearish sentiment, bullish sentiment, and whatever is going on in the day, and that might just mess with your motivation and your vision. And so you just got to lock in, right? And just know that whatever you are doing, this goes for everybody. If you're bringing focus and attention to what you're doing, what you're building, wherever that may be, right? And the rest needs to be reduced to noise only, because that's the only way, or else you're getting distracted, right? And we do not need distractions when you're cooking. And Adam here is cooking. And so, yeah, Adam, if you know, you know. Adam is more bullish than you think, you guys, right? It is.
I love that you've jumped on the Sora bandwagon too, because your creations are freaking dope, man. I love this. What is this? I was just looking at the owning your voice in the age of AI, and like I feel
Yeah.
like this stuff, reiterating this, is so important because people need to understand the whole reasoning behind self custody and why it's important, and the whole why are we in decentralized finance and in the first place. What it's the square versus the tower. And the more that you reiterate that and remind people, like, this is why we're bullish, I feel like that's the key.
Yes, yes, that's the key. Also, maybe a little hook, because today people were asking me some questions about what to read, and for some helpful psychology. So, a lot of people had questions for me, in crypto, outside of crypto. Funny enough, sometimes synchronicity shows up that way. Because I studied a lot of Machiavelli, right? But he was talking a lot about politics, about warfare, right? A better one that is actually a little bit more maxim. So when we are speaking in maxims, we are speaking in non aphorisms, if you know what that is, right? So we are speaking truths. We maxim is actually telling you what to do, right? So very much more clearer, but from the same age as Baltasar Gracian. Yeah, you want to read that Spanish dude? What he in the early 1600s wrote. Because if you're liking Machiavelli, right? Because he was just don't shoot the messenger. He was not that person in itself. He was an advisor, right? He was just observing things. But Baltasar Gracian is really laying down the law with things. And that guy wrote that in the 1600s. So just go figure, right? And he basically was he was writing this for the naive people, right? And even Nietzsche gave him some clout. Um, so guys, for your reading list, upgrade yourself here, because it really helps with being in crypto. Yeah, it really helps. It has a hook there too, just like in the rest of life, because this is a highly volatile area of emotions that we're in, and so you're gonna need this, and also just in general in life. So Baltasar Gracian with a G, right? Gracian. And that's just because I heard Tick mention The Tower and the Square by Neil Wilkinson. That's a very good book to read as well if you want to update yourself a little about what's going on when things move from the how do you say, government to the people, and the people back into the government, right? How that balance sustains, and how that will happen over time, and how to play it out in history. And so, but this guy is really, I think, even better than Machiavelli. Baltasar Gracian is laying down a law for you guys, and he's telling you what to do. So Machiavelli was very much about aphorisms, like there was a story, and then you uh, deduct a meaning from that, right? But not him. He's talking in maxims. He's actually telling you what to do. So go ahead and read that. And that's because I saw, engineer in the space too, and Reggie. You guys, if you're, all about reading a book, then go ahead and get that one. or read it online or get familiar with it, because that is gonna actually make you exponentially better within 24 hours. I can pretty much guarantee.
What was the name of it?
His name is Baltasar Gracian, right? And all of his writings are in maxims.
No, all of them. Okay.
Yeah, all of what he wrote is in maxims. So where Machiavelli's aphorisms, so that means that he's making stories, right? Basically, he tells a story and then you deduct the meaning from it, not maxims. When you're speaking in maxims, like I often do, you're saying you need to do this. And that is much more helpful because Machiavelli is like he has big ideas, right? Big ideas. And then we need to study the ideas, just like the Adam, just like the Confucius writers, right? The scholars do, and poetry. And we need to deduct meaning from them. These are all aphorisms, but maxims are like, no, this is what you need to do. Do this.
What about the
Don't be
mouth?
like this, do this.
What
Yeah.
about the mouthful of honey? What is the saying you said? It's like
That's
beware.
Nietzsche. That's Nietzsche.
Oh, I love
Yes.
that one. And I
Yes. That
find it
one is a great one, isn't it?
that one I see like synchronicity with like I'll see watching a documentary about scammers for instance, and you see
Yeah.
their charismatic persona that they put on this like facade that
Yeah,
they're
but
larger than
but
life.
but also very much what you see happening with the quote unquote left. I hate to talk in groups with people
Mm,
who are talking about virtue,
mm,
right? While they have no catch in the game, you need to watch out because they too would be Pharisees if only they had power. It's about power. It's
wow.
not about virtue, right?
Yeah,
So they
that's
want to take a hold
real.
of the narrative and have
Mm.
power. Yeah. So that's Nietzsche, and then I think the best quote from Young is like the best quote from Young is like you will as long as you don't make the subconscious conscious, you'll be calling it destiny. So we call things destiny all the time. Actually, it's you on autopilot, not knowing that you're on autopilot. And as long as you don't see that, you will keep repeating the destiny narrative, right? Which it's not your destiny at all. It's perceived. So that is the best one of that. But Baltasar Gracian, he's actually yeah, I have all of his writings here in my bookcase as well. Very, very, for the people that just need to, when they're reading Machiavelli, you need to read it a few times and be like, all right, that's the dark psychology that I find in that, right? So but if you're not a big thinker, you don't want to. People who speak in maxims are the way to go. They tell you what to do. Do this, not this. That is just a great way, right? And there's some dark psychology. He is the same as Machiavelli, but he's actually being a little bit more explicit and telling you what to do and absolutely what not to do. And he's laying down the law with that. So he's speaking in maxims, right? And so I love when that. So a lot of people today were kind of asking me about that stuff, and I was like, no, you need this guy then, right? Because Machiavelli might not be. I love him, Machiavelli. People hate him. But he's just observing shit, and he was just talking about it, right, in his time. And so psychology is meta, right? It goes over time. These people made these books in 1600, and the fuck they still apply, right? Yes, Edge.
Great stuff talking about books.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, you know, wait a little bit with adding those things because I get thrown books at me all the time, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
My bookshelf is full right now.
yeah.
So some
No,
books that
take
are
time.
like on my reading list are finite and
Look,
infinite.
when the student is ready, the master shows up. So there might be a time in the future, 10 years from now, a month from now, but there's no time and space that you will think, oh, that was the Balthasar guy. You get reminded and then you're gonna read it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
So so when
it
you're
will
ready,
definitely.
it will
Yeah.
pop up in your life again, right? I'm
Yeah,
just sending it out there.
yeah, the seed is
Yeah.
definitely planted.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that catches my interest definitely. But some of the books that are on my reading list, it's all about self-development. Again,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I'm interested in. So Finite and Infinite Games
Yeah.
is one of them. I haven't read it yet. Fahrenheit 451
Mm-hmm.
is one of them, if you've heard of that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Strange
So
Brains
funny
of
enough, that
Genius is
one
another
is
one.
very much based on these older writings, you guys. These newer writers, these newer books, all have their base, and so they come from somewhere, and that's all from that meta that was already there. right? And Machiavelli is a big one, and then Baltasar Gracian actually is too.
Have you read Wealth of Nations? That one is
Yes,
so big.
yeah,
Yeah, it's standing here
very
waiting to be
very
read.
much. If you read Machiavelli, he's almost the same, um, in the fact that just modernized.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the same
Okay.
psychology plays out. So the same mechanisms with our brain are there, and they were recognized already very much earlier. So we have books from the 1300s, from the medieval times, and not many though from those times because there wasn't much to write. But very much the Renaissance booming there because the printing press, and then all of that knowledge that these people had about psychology already, but they didn't call it psychology. We do that now, right? The study of the mind, but yeah, they were very much already writing this shit down.
Is the Renaissance thing in Wealth of Nations? Can you read about that in there?
Now, no, no.
Okay. Where
Well,
can I read about that stuff? The
not
printing press and
about.
that.
Well, the Renaissance is a bigger concept on its own, right? So if you can come at it from different angles, because there was just a period in time where we just grew exponentially as a society, as humans, right? And that is because of some mechanisms. And strangely enough, when we looked at back into crypto, there's actually a chart. I forgot what it's called. I mentioned it here in many times before, but for now it left my mind. There are a few things in history that were catalysts when we where we went parabolic, big spikes in everything, right? Because of that one thing. Well, the one thing was the book press. Yeah, and that was very much in the
Gutenberg.
Renaissance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have that one. Funny enough, right? And then 300 years later, something else happened. And but funny enough, we are going parabolic with not 300 years, right? So with 300 years, and then something happened, and then 150 years, there's something happened, then 100 years, something happened, and now we're going parabolic. With every 5 years, something happens, makes us go even more parabolic. One of these things is Bitcoin. One of these things is crypto. Yeah, yeah. And then the next one is quantum computing. That's in the next one to come.
Right. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's why I think that's actually why Starknet is bullish because
Yes.
it is actually
Yes.
quantum resistant.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think on the tip of the good books, I don't even know if it's. I mean, this is the book I'm reading. It's not actually. I'm not actually super engaged. But Against the Gods, it's
Mm-hmm.
basically like the history of probability.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
I
like
love that one.
have you've read it, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm just kind of like trawling through it, but it's not like the history is fascinating, but
Yeah.
sometimes I'm not finding it as like engaging
No,
as some of
it's
them.
one of the harder one to read because it's just written
Yeah,
in a style that is not engaging much, right? So it doesn't engage
right.
the
It
imagination much.
it's
Yeah.
no, no, no. Like it's good content though.
Yeah.
Like
It
yeah, and
is.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Like Cardano, right? This dude, like
Yeah.
he was a dude. I didn't realize the whole blockchain was named after this guy
Yeah. Yeah.
who was like a scholar, right?
Yes.
Who was basically figured out like the earliest like primitives of our understanding of risk, right? And he was like a serial gambler. And yeah, just that, but of course it's like the gamblers that actually thought about risk for the first time, right?
Yes.
isn't that
Yeah.
isn't that
Poker also, right? Very much in
isn't that obvious
yes, yes, yes,
actually
yes.
that it would be the gamblers
Yeah.
that would be able to kind of discern risk. But the main point, I don't know, I mean, I haven't finished the book yet. I'm only like halfway through. But the main point, um, I think that it's kind of heading for is like the risk, you know, and against the gods, right? Like the title is
Yeah.
like, before we had an idea of risk, like we were just living on the basis of faith, right? And fate even. So like everything that we did was just determined by the divine, right? Like so the gods would just like define your path and then you live your life and
Yes.
you don't really have free will. So like the idea of risk and the idea of probability is actually a determining factor that gives us agency, right? So I thought that's like such a cool idea in and
Well,
of
yes, because
itself. That
evolution does that risk probability, right? So we are inherently tied to that
yeah,
just by the mechanism of things. And then we come to find that maybe we don't have free will, and that we have free will, and that we come to find that we don't have free will because we are still adhering to primal evolutionary rules, which incorporate
right.
probability as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's very meta. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Very meta.
it
I like that
dials
stuff. Yeah,
it all just dials
yeah,
together. Yeah, in a very interesting way. But yeah, I'm
yeah.
just trawling through this book, and then I'm actually going to read American Psycho next. Actually got like I need to get a fiction.
Yes,
I
you need
need
to
some
get something in
fiction.
there to
I need some
really.
fiction in my
Yeah.
life, and yeah, I've also got Snow Crash on the agenda, which is that's the Neil Stevenson book. Who's the dude
You should
that?
see my literally my now. Oh my God, I cannot even speak anymore. I'm getting tired, you guys. The list of books that I need to read for university now is epic. It's 50 books.
Oh, did you? So you've enrolled now? Like it's official.
Yes, yes, yes.
Was
I'm
that like
enrolled.
Amsterdam University
Yes,
or
yes, yes.
wow,
Linguistics.
yeah. So
So yeah, and there's
I
components
was
to
going to
it as
study
well.
linguistics. I was actually going to do that.
Oh my God, it's
Yeah, but
amazing, Adam. I always
no,
wanted to do
it's
this because I knew it was amazing,
yeah,
but it's even more amazing than I
no.
realized. Yeah,
Languages like are the kind of potentially the key, right? Um,
they are
it is
your
very
words. Yeah,
important.
very
Yeah,
important, but also very much like into the small things. So well, quote unquote small, right? So not just by large and in groups, but very individual. So how do we tell if people are deceptive? Right, how some, and then you find out that by studying linguistics that everybody has their own linguistics. It's not just that we have shared linguistics as a shared consciousness, right, but we do have it individual as well. And it turns out that actually criminals are giving themselves away. They're giving the truth. They're leaking spillage, like leaking what happened in words in the third or fourth sentence of what they're saying. So the words that we are using, because we run words automatically. Language is automatic, is a subconscious mechanism. Most of the people do not think about the words, so we wish they would. And just by the use of the words, the particular words that you're using. So lying for people, being deceptive, is hard for people to do. It's hard for your brain to do because you now got to keep track of what is not true. So in the third, fourth sentence of what people say is often more truth than in the first two or three. There's deception. And in the third and the fourth, the brain cannot do anything but spill the truth. And it's going to be in. And somehow, some murders actually got solved by looking at the linguistics because they were giving away places and how they killed the person in the third and fourth sentence. So they're even giving away killer knowledge, right? That the knowledge that the killer only had just by the
right.
use of their words that other people might not use and that stand out. So let's say that I strangled somebody, I'm going to use words like throat, neck, right? And so and I'm going to spill that. But other people might not use it in the same context, and that then stands out, right? So it's all in context as well when we're talking about linguistics in that particular manner. But there's now an AI that detects deception, and then this is like a extreme case when we talk about murderers and lying about how you killed somebody, of course. But people are deceptive. I am deceptive. You are deceptive, and it's not per se because we committed a crime, right? Sometimes something else drives deception. Sometimes you just want to stay private. Sometimes you feel guilt or shame, and so you're being deceptive around a subject because of this, because of that underlying emotion. So we are all deceptive. And then you have in linguistics, you then also study um, language that is disassociating language and associating language. So when somebody disassociates themselves, uh, and that goes again. So let's say Adam here and his wife, right? So Adam would normally refer, if things are good, to his wife like, this is my wife. And he would say her name. That's normal for Adam to do. Now, if Adam did something to his wife, or the relationship is not going great, maybe Adam feels a little shame in how he talks about it. He will start to call his wife the wife, the wife, the wife at home, right? He will stop mentioning her name, but that's a disassociating language, right? So there's also deceptive language is usually in the words that are mentioned before the thing. So just is one, a big one. No, it was just an hour. No, it wasn't. Fucker, that's a lie. See? So yeah, linguistics is study of linguistics very broadly like that. And so there's a lot of history for me to do. There's also um, um, a lot of where does certain languages come from, and the deduction of words, and then semantics is part of that as well. So it's large, right? So yeah, Ed, you have your hand up before we close out.
Yeah. Um, n- no. Yeah, you know this. Like everyone's mind is wired differently as well. So what I say and what my image in my mind when I say that thing, and when you say the exact same thing next week, it's like your mind is wired differently, so we see it differently. But the mental image is different, but we're saying it with the same words. So yeah,
Yes, and but then we have that shared experience with that as well, right? So even though we use the same words, we do get sometimes the overlapping image where it actually
yeah,
collides
yeah,
a
yeah,
little bit, yeah, and
yeah.
blends into
Sometimes,
each
and
other.
and s- and
Yeah,
some more alike
yeah.
with others than others.
So it's just what I always say. You actually, in your vocabulary, you take on the vocabulary of the people, the five people around you. So it's not just your parents. At one point, your parents leave that, in your teens, your parents leave that picture altogether. You're actually against them, right? So you're not going to use their linguistics anymore, their vocabulary. So you get to, and that's why, and then generationally, you see that a whole generation starts to have words that didn't even exist before. Right. So then, so that happens then. But the five people around you have such an influence on you that you're even taken on their way of speaking and the words that they're using.
Yeah, it's the same
Sometimes,
thing
yeah,
as,
yeah,
with the flies or whatever when they were jumping in a jar, and they were programmed to jump a certain height, and when they removed the jar, they could just only jump that high. Basically the same thing like pattern recognition. They've only trained to be that way, and everyone follows each other. There's like a lot of
yes,
experiments on this, like people sitting down,
yeah,
standing up,
yeah,
people
yeah,
not even thinking about it.
yeah.
It's yeah, and the people
Automatic
that are like
processes. Yeah,
yeah, the
yeah.
people that are like breaking out of these things are basically like the black sheep and stuff because they're tired of the same patterns over and
Oh,
over again.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Or they saw that it was a pattern. They observed the pattern, and then the pattern. Okay, look, it's when you're in the dark, there's no light. But as soon as you light, there's no darkness. So as soon as you see it, it's gone. You cannot go back to the same state of darkness anymore if the light's on. So as soon as you
exactly. Yeah,
recognize the pattern, you're changing the pattern just by recognizing the pattern. To observe the problem is to solve the problem, right? Whoa, this is now a problem. Now we're gonna have to solve it because that is not we observed it when you observe things, it collapses into reality. It
yeah, it's
collapses.
like
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
adding more information, like
Yeah.
knowledge, and now the entire skyscraper we had in our mind is falling apart, and
Yeah,
now
so the
there's a new
people,
reality.
those quote unquote black sheep can do nothing but double down on what they saw. So they will continuously be the black sheep. They can never go back because they observed it. And so they will always be then have that role until there's enough black sheep to make the collective see the pattern. And then that dissemble of that pattern will then happen collectively. Yeah, and that's how the collective actually works. There's a subconscious collective that we have too. It's the meta that we all work with, right? And then who who wins? The one with confidence, the ones with persuasion, they win. So, and then we come back to Machiavelli, right? So that's where we have that dark psychology, and we come back to Baltasar Garcian then as well, right? Because we cannot deny certain things either and be naive, right? That's naive is a choice. You can see things and then try to unsee them. That's naive, or pretend they're not there. Right? So you gotta roll with the punches of what you see at the time. So yeah, very interesting, you guys. That's like very you immediately see people leaving the space because this is these are big ideas, and not everybody's brain is equipped to figure that out, right? And which is very normal for people in psychology to do and to talk about, but that demands also some brain training. Edge can have these conversations because Edge has them every day in his space, which you guys need to go to his profile and set a reminder. See how I hooked that back in, Edge, for you?
Yeah,
And
and I have
yeah,
so much to say, but I don't have to say everything. You know what I mean? I'm sure you
it
feel the same.
comes.
Some, yeah, I
Yeah, it
mean,
comes
it,
when it's relevant. It will come, and you will feel the need to say something, and you vibe with it this way.
yeah,
That's a great way of doing
yeah.
it.
But
But
at
the
the
thing
same
is,
time,
because you
I
are talking about these topics broadly every day, your brain is trained to understand them, right, or to dissect. And
yeah, and
but a lot of
I
people
just,
are just not. Yeah, a lot of
yeah,
people are. Look, and we have a saying around this, like, right? Blessed are the fools, man. They don't see, and so they
yeah. I
don't have
mean,
to deal
yeah,
with
yeah, I,
the change, right? With the pain of what the rebirth and change brings. Because change is
yeah.
painful. Yeah, people perceive change as painful. So,
Yeah, I would
yeah,
just, the ignorance is bliss thing, you know what I mean?
and
I
that's
would
what I was
argue
getting at. Thank
otherwise.
you.
I was like uh thinking very recently, like unauthenticity is like what creates chaos, and authenticity is what creates not chaos. I mean, not chaos would be, what's the word for that? The opposite of chaos.
Yeah, but you can. There are
What's
people that
what's the
are
word
very
for
high.
what's the word
You
for opposite of chaos?
order.
Order, yeah. So that creates order for the person that is expressing it, but the
Yeah.
counterpart might be reacting, but they're creating the suffering for themselves.
But well, yes, but arguably they're not suffering at all. You see the suffering, and so it exists for you, but they don't. That's why the saying "ignorant is bliss" still stands. You because you see it, you cannot unsee. But these people did not see, so they don't have anything to unsee. They can be fully ignorant and live in a blissful state this way. While you finding it hard because now you saw it, you need to make changes. Changes are painful, and so you're going on a different path. And this is why people cannot understand each other all the time because this works in different dimensions. And we are ignorantly, blissfully ignorant of a lot of things, you guys. Yeah. Also, I am blissfully ignorant of tons of stuff that I don't know, I haven't seen, I haven't perceived, and so I cannot collapse it. See, so that's why that if you are willfully ignorant, right, then that will come back to haunt you, because you're gonna just repeat the pattern, and some patterns don't need repeating, right? So yeah, there's that. But for real, if you have big um a lot of people. So I was a part of the Rose and Crucians. Here it's called a little different. It's the Kruis, the Rozenkruis here. So it's a different word. But it's kind of like where that's the only way how females can get into Freemasonry, because the Rosicrucians are like that, right? It's but females cannot enter. But they can enter in the Rosicrucians. So I was a part of that for a little while. And look, they have these conversations of big ideas all the time. It's not like you think, you guys, what it is, right? It's really not. It's like maybe a brain cook altogether most of the time. It is. It's discussing big ideas, right? And but when the more you discuss them, the better your brain gets with it. And so that's why, I mean, you do that with books yourself. With you knowledge is in everybody, right? In people, and sometimes you got to ask questions all together and just figure it out without any taboo, um, to weigh us down in the conversation. But yeah, you can train your brain, and a lot of people are just, when they're hearing their stuff, they feel inadequate for their brain, and maybe they are. Their brain is just not there yet to absorb the information and deduct meaning from it, right, basically. So, but I have the conversations anyway, because you never know. Somebody sometimes is inspired and they go on their road to, maybe bring up some big ideas from themselves, or maybe some big issues in their life, and hold them against some certain light. So there's always. And then we go back to Adam monetizing your voice. This is what matters in here because you have stuff to say and only you can say it. And when you say it, nobody needs to steal it from you. Let's
Yeah, it's definitely
go.
bullish, and yeah, uh, it does it seems like, you know, the tides are tipping. I think it's a good, from my side. It's definitely been, you know, like the first kind of weeks of 2016 have been pretty. Wait, 2016, 2026. I'm like a decade
So
out,
where are we
right?
going?
Okay,
Can we
you
go
know,
back?
forgive me, but yeah, like 2016, 20, like let me try and remember. 2016 was like a weird ass year. I don't even really
Mm,
remember,
yeah,
but
was a weird year. I
Was a
know.
year of trap and rap, you know, Travis Scott and stuff.
right, yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was kind of, yeah, it was like trap maturing, right? I think
Yeah,
by 2016, it was kind of like quite, yeah, it was kind of almost hitting the mainstream, um,
didn't
or
like
even
Post Malone
saturation.
come on
Right.
during that
Yeah,
time?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I actually think it was the year that Rockstar was released, right?
yeah, yeah. I think so. Yeah,
So that's cool. Yeah. So that was a decade ago. Yeah,
Oh,
man.
stop it, man! When people
No, no,
say
no.
these things like, "Well, a decade ago," I'm like, I
I'm
sit there
old.
like,
I'm old now.
No, no, no. It's good though.
no.
Like getting older is good, right? Like it's just kind of
Some
another
things are good. Some things are absolutely not good, you guys. You got to maintain a lot to keep your energy. And Adam doesn't know, but he's gonna get so wrecked being a father. Adam,
No,
you're in
dude.
for a ride, man.
I'm seriously like my entire like life this year is just, yeah, I've got
Yes,
like a lot of shit to sort out right now,
yes, yes, yes,
to be
yes.
honest. And it's
Absolutely, yes,
yeah, it's just like, you know, one day at a time. But yeah, I think for the like making bullish moves in the crypto industry, I think like it's important to remember that it is an industry,
yes,
and it okay, like the entire space is like not much bigger than like a single bank, right?
yeah.
But that's like that's fine, you know, like a single bank is pretty big,
We're
right?
early, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So but like the thing to remember is there are decision makers and there are like
yeah,
people pulling the strings, and and that's good actually, because like you can go and hang out with them and you can, you know, like, you know, you just like, this is the way that shit gets done, right? Like it's the same in this industry, it's the same anywhere, right? Like it's like there's definitely, you know, money to be made from whatever angle, but like at the end of the day, like there are machinations, like this whole like Machiavelli thing you were talking about earlier,
yeah, yeah,
right? Like it's here, and it's possible to maneuver, and yeah, like it kind of needs to be done really. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing some some good some good signals for what we're doing over here, and like the future of basically ownership, right? Like it's not,
yes,
I think that what I've realized is like, you know, of course, like I'm focused on the voice stuff uh in many ways, but it's not just about your voice, it's just like the future of sovereignty. Are we going to own anything in the future?
yes, yeah,
That's a fight that is worth fighting for. You don't need to be a libertarian to see the necessity of owning
yeah.
anything,
And just
right?
in case you were not aware of how big of an issue this is, there's actually people for the last 100 years in that this postmodernist um, thinking thought stream that actually do not want to own anything and don't want you to own anything. It is there. Do not think it's not there. It's actually pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like Klaus Schwab, you
Yeah.
know, is like
They're all
you know,
coming from the
he's
school of postmodernism. Do not get this wrong. Postmodernism and modernism is at the core of communism. Do not get this wrong. So that narrative is has been going on for the last 150 years. So please don't, right? And it comes back up
right.
in different dialogues, right? In different areas. But the school of thought is very much present with us. And so, right, and they don't want you to own anything. They believe in a utopia where we can all have shared things. And this is in essence not true. This is a lie, a big fat lie. So we need to stand against that. Yeah, right. If I'm not a person to make big bold moves, I will against these things, and I will call them out when I see them, because they don't hold up to scrutiny at all, right? So I will address some schools here in the Netherlands. I don't know where you guys are at, but some schools are taking this a bit too far, teaching children this kind of shit,
Right. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
Like
so, yeah,
you'll own nothing and you'll
yeah,
be happy,
and you'll
right?
be
Yeah.
happy.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you
yeah,
won't.
which
Yeah.
is yeah, well that's like yeah, I mean that's a soundbite, right?
Mm.
That was maybe taken out of context, but like it that a philosophy around that could be quite chilling, right?
Well, there
So
is a philosophy around it, and it's also, they said it. So even if it's just a soundbite, it might be out of context linguistically, that's leakage. That you use the who says this. In any normal conversation would say this. None, right? So sus immediately. And so when you look at then some corroborating evidence is that they target, where do they target? Young people. Yeah, we still feel like they're ready to change the world. Well, they cannot even clean their own fucking room or make the bed, right? These kids, they get with the kids because an adult will never will never stand for any of this. They get the kids, and this is my issue with this, right? So teaching kids to share everything is a bad thing. It teaches kids not to have boundaries, right? It makes weak individuals. No, my stuff is my stuff, and I take the consequence if I don't share. We need to learn when to share and when not to share. And when we don't want to share, we need to have boundaries. And how do we engage with people in a nice way and still uphold our boundaries? That's what we should teach children. No, it's like, no, school lunch, that kid doesn't have lunch, so I'm going to take away your sandwich, break it in half, and give it to the other kid. And your kid will be unable to say no to this. How disgusting. I mean, just look, don't ever let your, if you have children, don't teach them this shit. Do not do this. Let them say no. And then deal. Sometimes they have to deal. Sometimes they're gonna get freaking annoying kids, right? They're gonna be not wanting to share where they should be sharing because it would be in their benefit to share, right? Because it's, yeah, that's how we corroborate or cooperate with each other, right? Collab with each other. Sometimes they should, and they don't. That's they suffer the social consequence of that, and they need to experience that in order to learn when to do it and when not to do it, right? So but teaching children to share everything, no, it makes it makes children who cannot uphold boundaries. It also creates children that are more prone to succumb to abuse because they don't learn to say no, right? They learn to share everything, their bodies, their meaning, their opinion, their stuff. Very important to teach kids boundaries and teach them how to say no more than to say yes, even, right?
yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
knows to say yes.
It
Yeah.
it's
Fuck.
definitely like a fascinating topic, and yeah, like I can kind of yeah, it's I don't really know where the I don't really know like how to kind of determine like the correct way to even like look at this entire topic, because it's just it's yeah, like ownership, like I think, and sovereignty, like I definitely stand for that. So and I'm definitely like here for uh ensuring that like we have ownership. So but I don't think I'm not coming at it from like a kind of libertarian angle, right? And I don't think you are, like
No,
when we're
I'm not,
talking about
because
it
I'm
like
not.
that
I
either.
yeah, I'm trying not to define myself in
But
uh,
what do you mean you're not trying to define yourself? But
self
like you,
as in one group of libertarian or
right,
otherwise,
sure,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah,
there's
and
pros and cons
because
to
it
everything, right? That's
right,
the thing,
and that
right?
becomes quite extremist,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
that kind of viewpoint,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
you
So
lock on it. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, but we believe in sovereignty, right? And I think
Yes.
that's like a kind of that's and especially when it comes to your body, right? Like because and that's really
Yes.
what I'm talking about when I'm
Yeah.
talking about, owning your voice is like it's actually it's not it's not it shouldn't be radical. It's like it's literally a natural right. Like, it's not it shouldn't even be a right. It's just like it's part of your body. But like as it happens now, the AI can clone it. So yeah, we have
Yeah.
to kind of take it to another
Pivot.
level.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean but it's compatible with libertarian values, right?
Oh
Like
yes,
I
very
mean,
much.
and I think that libertarians could leverage it. And I
Okay, so
think maybe that's
when we
what
say
Satoshi.
libertarians, look, there's this maybe some look. There's definitely things that are right and wrong. Some things are more right than wrong, right? That doesn't mean that they are the best thing. And then if I look at all that I could choose from, I think that the libertarians got the most right. That doesn't mean the utopia thing holds here either. They're also not addressing things that are issues, but they do get it mainly right, in my opinion. So in life, it's not about something usually being the best. No, we sometimes the choices that we have is being worse and against bad, right? And so do we have shit figured out in the world with people? No, we don't. And there is not one thing right now that can fix all our problems. There isn't, right? But there's definitely stuff that can make it worse, and there's definitely stuff that can make it a little bit better. And that's the basically the area that we always move in. Because when you look back in history, we see that we sometimes are still as foolish as they were a couple of thousand years ago. We might think that we are just this grand thing, but when you are actually reading these people, you're like, yeah, man, we still struggle with these issues that we already struggled with back then, right? So some things are still not fixed, and so that means that's evidence that whatever we got going on, whatever thought stream that we have going on, is still not able to patch everything. So we got to come from that meta and then look at things back again and then but we can judge things, so we can say this is better than that, even though it's not the best thing. Yeah, we still move forward. The vaccinations still have side effects. Some people might die. Most are helped though, and so as a whole we get ahead, even though vaccinations are not 100%. See, that's basically where I'm getting at. So even I don't identify with something, I can look at it and be like, yes, that is better than that. Right? Just by the evidence. Yeah. And then that postmodern thing where we need to share everything and things get hijacked and we cannot have our own identity, that has started from the Enlightenment period. As a response to the Enlightenment period, where suddenly being an individual was better, right? And we tried to escape royalists, which were basically by and large determining our lives and the class that we belonged to. So we started to talk more about the individual. And then basically in the east of Europe, uh, the big idea came from, yeah, no, but then some people are going to have more than the other again. And so now we got to be all equal again. So basically back to a form of what the royalists had, but then ruled by other people that were telling that it was for the people. Now, from that thought came the Marxist, and then the Marxist in modernism, and then now we're moving into the age of postmodernism. That's where we. But the same fundamentals of Marxism are in postmodernism. Do not forget, right? So they have the same thing, and the groups, the political groups that are moving with this, are actually coming from these countries. They are being funded there. So this is not just a school of thought that came together just by the vibe of things. No, this is a paid agenda. Yeah, so don't, we there's evidence. Yes, Edge.
Yo,
Yo,
yo. I gotta bounce, but I think
yeah, we all got about.
yeah, okay, cool.
Yes, we are. We
Thank
just don't know for 3 hours.
Yeah, thank you for
Yeah,
pulling up, and what a freaking deep dive into some
Everything.
great. Yeah, it was really cool, man. And anyone that's listening, be sure to sign up for Lurky as well.
Oh yeah.
We lurk all of our spaces, so they're recorded, so that it's all archived, and I feel like down the road,
More to that and virtual protocol, right? So let's talk about a little bit. Is everybody here on the co-host panel ready for space tomorrow, or
I can do it tomorrow, Thursday. Yeah, or yeah, tomorrow, Thursday, I can do it.
yeah,
yeah?
I'm just gonna it's just gonna be a roll of the dice for me
All right.
at the moment, like because just the stuff in the day
Yeah.
is too intense.
I don't know how you do it, man. Joining
I
us
don't
like
know.
this,
Very
that's
intense.
got to be taxing on you for sure.
For real.
Yeah.
So let's do like this. Then we roll out this week the way we always did, and then we really in the weekend need to come together. And Adam gave us a couple of times or a couple of times a week, and then we do once a tick or 2 or 3 times a week in different
Yeah.
maybe different time zones. But we can cover a little bit more ground, tap into some more
Yeah,
audience.
well don't let me fuck with the schedule, but like yeah, I mean I think it's like I think the slot is good. Like I think what's the ticker slot? Like I'm here for it. Like this slot. I mean, unless I'm not, and then you won't see me. But
Yeah.
sorry, that's not very useful.
Pretty obvious.
But yeah, but it's a good I mean the slot is good, but if there's something else then that's cool as well. And yeah, I didn't even really know myself, to be honest, because like I just kind of latched onto this thing, and actually the late night
That's
slot,
true, but
the late night slot works. It does work on certain days, and like it does
Yeah.
kind of. It's really just like it just turned out like this year. So far, I just ended up with like it was just like a lot of stuff going on in the mornings,
Yeah.
and it's also like the general like temperature and shit. Like I'm not. It's easier to just like exist when it's warm, right? Like
Yeah.
somehow when it's like a little bit cooler, like it's just I just want to sleep more.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I couldn't quite figure out what the balance is.
Well, it doesn't matter what the balance is for you, but we gotta come to a thing where we can maintain, right? So everybody as a co-host figure out what that be for you, and then we are gonna work with that, right? So we all recognize that we need to do a little less with it, and then we need to. I think the best way forward, I think, is to look at where the spaces are has been more bullish on what days then, and then we can run some analytics on that,
Right.
and then see if that would be a fit for us too, right? The
Well,
3 days.
absolutely. And there's one thing, yeah. So if there's one thing, like I've observed the Virtuals Weekly show, which is like, or it's called Virtuals Weekly, but they actually run it twice a week, and they do it at I think 2 different times. They do it on Tuesday and Saturday at like 2 different time zones, and that's been like a pretty cool. I mean, I observe like how they roll, and they've just maintained that kind of cadence, and it's kind of worked out for them, right? So and I think yeah, it's just something to kind of bear in mind, like if you know, however, like we're considering this, but I think like a slot every day is cool. I mean, I also like seriously, guys, we're about to roll out like the next generation of spaces in like our own platform that is leveraging both like X data and Farcaster data and any other decentralized social data you could want, which actually, believe it or not, there's like a ton of this stuff coming out at the moment. So, like we're not going to be just hanging out on like within the next space the whole time, I think, either. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities to do these shows, and you'll be, we'll be launching new tokens. There's all kinds of shit that's going to come through like very, very, very soon with what we're building as well. So yeah, like I'm definitely. But tomorrow, yeah, I think it's kind of just a roll of the dice, because like if I just end up like being super tired and there's a bunch of stuff going on in the morning, then like I just won't be able to
Yes,
do
but
it.
to just buffer against that, then maybe twice a week or three times a week would be more feasible. Because here's the thing, that the objective for me is that we need to jive with the algorithm, or else we're doing this for nothing. And I love chatting with you guys.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah.
objective
We need to
here
double down.
is that we
Yeah,
need to do
Mm-hmm.
something that we can keep up for
Yeah,
the longest time.
that's
So
true.
yeah,
what we
yeah,
can be consistent with, everything in life loves the consistency and the boringness of that consistency. And the algorithm on X is all about consistency. So when you show up consistent, it starts to love you a lot, right? When you are inconsistent, that where is not bullish for you. So we just double down on a couple of days or 3 days or whatever we can do comfortably without us feeling um, super stressed about it. So we can keep it up for a long time, right?
Or
So
we can make
maybe
it rich on Polymarket. That dude making 84 grand off
fucking you
of
saw that. I
what?
just that's holy shit.
I don't know if
I
that's
need to get. I'm starting to get
ChatGPT.
depressed from
yeah.
this.
That's
I would
crazy.
be, yeah. Like I feel that like maybe the setup, if it can be set up like correctly, then yeah, I mean there's obviously like money to be made, but it's just like who's going to
Oh my
actually like
God.
take the
Wait a
punt
minute.
I
Wait
want
a
to
minute.
take a
Adam.
risk. I want to
Adam.
try it
Adam.
now. The more I see
Adam.
people winning on there, I'm
right
like,
now. Yeah.
Adam.
what up?
There's one big synchronicity here. There's on my scanner now. This is crazy. I wish that Edge was still in the space and Reggie.
What do you got?
The scanner just gave me, it scanned the token. The token is called hashtag 2016. And it
Whoa.
just did a 5.1x
Whoa. What?
Where
Why? What's the
my scanner.
narrative? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
where
This is synchronicity showing Adam.
where
It's a ticker,
on
2016
Solana,
on
or
2016.
Solana. Yeah.
Return to dank memes
what's
2016.
the CA?
Yes.
Yeah, what is what's
But
the
aren't we sometimes, while here is still flabbergasted how reality transmutation
3
and
hours
collective
ago?
work in this way?
Is
Yeah.
this it? Okay. The CA ends with pair which is it
Let me.
HPZ6?
I'm gonna send you the CA. Hold on a minute. I'll send you the CA.
$24 liquidity, market cap 2.1 mil.
Yeah.
This uh
No.
that's
It's a
not the right
different one.
one.
Hold on. That's the right one. I'll get you the one. Hold on. I need to get it on the scanner now
When
again.
was it launched? Do you know?
I was scanning. It was launched today. So, hold on. Jesus Christ. Maybe I should search in my scanner. Isn't this crazy though?
Yeah, it's wild. For sure. That's crazy.
Here we go. Um, I give you the remembering 2016. That's how what it's called. Isn't that crazy? We were remembering 2016.
That's freaking nuts.
Nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how synchronicity shit shows up like this. It's glitching. The matrix glitch, right? Crazy, huh? Because when Adam says that, I felt a certain way. I went back in my memory. I was like, well, scanning myself at 2016, and then some things happened there, right? And so uh, And then I forgot all about it. Suddenly, boom, the scanner gives me an alert and pops up and it says 2016 just did a 5.1x from launch. Evidence. Evidence of how this shit works, right? Evidence. Adam is freaking out. He's like, what the fuck is this? Well, sometimes these things make me freak out even. I was like, this is how much, speaking of the law of probability, Adam, how much, how is this, what's the probability of this happening? So that's what we call synchronicity, meaningful happenstances, right? That go against probability, seeming perceived probability, I should say. So what are the odds, Adam? Right? What are the odds that we had a conversation about this, and then it actually pops up in crypto, in which we are in crypto, as a ticker, so something that we could believe, right? That's how reality shows up, something
Yeah,
always
but what
naturally to you.
what is the CA though?
I gave it to. Oh, hold on. You guys want to ape? Is that what's going on? Hold on, I gave it to you. Oh, I gave it to Tick, so he probably is pulling it up on the. Here we go.
Guess who's back?
Back again. But we are
Trench
wrapping
is
up
back.
though. This was just a hilarious synchronicity showing up, which should tell you there's evidence of what you talk about and think about that will happen. And sometimes it happen instant like this. So be careful with what you wish for. Be careful what you are talking about. Speak about the things that you want only, right?
Dude, this is running out of control. It's up.
I know.
What the hell?
I built scanners. It's a great one, isn't it? La, la,
Yeah,
la,
I'm
la,
like freaking
la.
really impressed here.
Yeah.
Dude, it's up 1,600, almost 1,700% on the
So,
daily.
yeah, yeah,
On the week,
5.1x. Yeah, from when I scanned it to now, it's 5.1x. And I was in this space, so I'm not aping, but we might need to make a group where we just go ape together
I can't
because the
believe it.
scanners I build are just out of this insane world of probability. Because the probability thing that Adam was talking about, how does that all synchronize and tie in?
And guys, are you watching the? Because is am I right that Trump is launching another coin
No. Are you
on
serious?
like in a few days, like the
Oh
USA
no.
coin? Because I mean,
Bro,
how are they?
everybody will be
I
on
mean,
it again.
how else are they going to fund the
Yeah.
military endeavors though? I
Right?
mean, I don't know, right?
Another
So
rug.
like, I mean,
Just
of
do another
course,
project and rugged. Yeah.
Cloudy with a chance of rugs. Hey,
Mm.
where did you
is
see
have you not
this?
heard about that? Like the
I'm looking
USA
for it.
coin?
I'm
Yeah,
looking.
it's literally the ticker is USA.
It's already a ticker, but
It's already a
yeah,
ticker.
it's been a ticker for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
actually
but
bullish
this is
too.
another one.
I was actually I had a bag of the USA coin prior to Trump being coming into office, and I thought the USA coin was going to rip because it had a history of ripping every time something political happened in America. And so I was like, oh, January 20th when he comes into office. However, he launched Trump coin like the 19th, I think, and so that totally took all the liquidity and volume to the Trump token, and USA barely even pumped the old USA ticker. But interesting. Where did you see this post about him launching another coin? I'm looking for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe somebody messaged me about it, or like I don't even really.
Well,
I
anyway,
was
can
sure
we
I
keep
would
that
have
for
thought that
tomorrow? Because
if
I still need to do a few things before
the
midnight
thing
strikes.
is
I'm gonna
is
ask
wild.
Grok.
Like now you've switched this on to the 2016 thing. I'm also staring at the chart, but like it feels like the minute that I started looking at it's like
Down.
there's no way this is going to go much
No,
higher.
no, 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 no. Don't ape this.
So
We should
it
have aped
looks,
when the
yeah,
scanner
it
told me
looks,
to at 55K,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I
So
mean,
that's the thing. I was just mentioning it for synchronicity reasons because we were talking about just that year, 2016. How did it came into the conversation? It showed up as a mistake. So here's also something that you can learn from this. There are no mistakes, right? There are no mistakes. So accidentally, Adam said 2016 instead of 2026. And then there is a token that's 145 days old, but is now being CTO'd. And what is it called? 2016. And what did it do? A 5.2x. So from when I scanned it to right to the top, right? So definitely don't ape. This is not a thing for to shield the ticker. This is more about how to point out how to vibe with synchronicities. And the best thing about this is when you speak to other people and in a group that you really vibe with, the harder you can cook on these on reality synthesis like this, right? On creating synchronicities like this. So the more you talk
Mm.
about it, the
Mm-hmm.
more it will show up. The
Yeah.
more the world around will start to happen too. And then I come back to like something like only influence, Adam, very coincidental. And this is a string of synchronicities actually creating this. So OT, right? Only influence tagged me by surprise. Didn't even know me. Just like, oh, I like this pink in her account. Tagged me. I was wanting to have 20K followers by the 1st of January, and it didn't look like I was going to make it. I was 1,300 followers off 3 days before the end of the year. He tagged me, that account tagged me, follow Wilder in his giveaway. So not only follow this account, but also Wilder. He co-tagged me, but he didn't even know me. So I got what I wished for, 20K followers, because that really boosted me in the last 3 days. So I gained 1,300 followers. Also, I started talking with him, right? Because I noticed that it was OT. What the fuck is this? Oh, the influence. And it's like owning our voice, owning our shit. And I was like, Adam needs to talk to this
Mm-hmm.
guy. And now Adam is doing a collab with them. See how you can you never know. You can say something and something by accident or by mistake, which is not a mistake, is coming into the equation and sets off a series of events that you could not have imagined. You could not have, and this is why you need to write things down that you want, proclaim this to be happening, and it will happen. The where everybody fucks up is that then the next thing when we really want it, when we really desire something to happen, yeah, that's when you start to try to think about how, limiting you only to your thoughts about the how alone, which the world is bigger than that. There's 7 billion people and you only need a few. You need a handful and you could be a millionaire, right? You need one person to create one token that you buy at 10K and it fucking cents to 170 million. Yeah, is that easy? And you're always closer than you think. So you got to let go of how. And this is hard to do because we have a brain that immediately when a problem represents. So when we lack something, it's problematic. And this is why coming from a place of lack is not working for you. Because of the problem, your brain will try to fix the problem and starts to give you the how. You're not in charge of the how. Shit can happen by accident, just like this, just by talking. 2016, boom, token 2016. Literally pulls up on us. I want 20,000 followers literally by, just somebody who likes my account. I don't know, haven't talked to, is tagging me into a $300 giveaway, giving me exactly to 20, getting me to exactly 20K followers in 3 days. Something I couldn't have done on my own. But I wasn't worried about either, right? So it wasn't a problem for me. It's just something that I wished for, but it wasn't a problem if it didn't happen. And so that's why you got to let go of the outcome, let go of the how, you guys. And with that, we're going to close this space before we're going to go into another rabbit hole. But I hope everybody that has listened to this and is listening back to this conversation knows what to do now, right? Cook harder, speak about things
Yeah,
that you really, really
but
want. Yeah.
but before you play the
Yeah.
song though,
Yeah.
I was thinking like, should we just have a 4 hour discussion about the history of risk?
I'm all for this. You know I am.
History of risk.
Yes,
The
the history
history
of
of
this.
risk.
What
Yes,
Yeah,
is that?
I
that's
feel
what
like
the
it would
book
be
about. Yeah,
appropriate.
yeah.
Although like Wild was about to just rug the space completely, I was thinking, how about we just pivot to just talking about risk for 4 hours? What do you think?
Yeah, sign me
Well,
up.
It's Tick is like, sign me up. Look, if you guys want to, I'll keep the space open. I don't care. Change the
Oh no,
title.
no, I was playing around. It's yeah,
Oh,
it's time to call
well,
it.
you know, wireless. I don't care, right? But I'll be joining a conversation next time then, because I only have 4 hours
So,
of sleep left.
by the way, I
This
think I
sleep.
think that I think the USA coin is actually just a total scam. I think now I've looked into it a little bit.
World Liberty
Like
Finance, World Liberty.
the USA coin,
Yeah.
like the
Right,
Yeah,
right.
he's
But
not
I'm saying it
confused.
wasn't World Liberty kind of a scam too, or am I tripping?
Hey, come,
Oh
come.
yeah, well that was a scam anyway. Yeah, but that was an
Yeah.
official scam. But this is like an unofficial scam, right? Do you see
So
what I mean?
let me see. So Trump, new
Guys, I
USA
really need to.
coin,
Can we do that tomorrow?
new
Talk about
coin.
USA coin.
Yes, we will.
'Cause
Yeah, yeah.
it
Cool.
feels like another rabbit hole. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
I gotta do some research.
You go ahead, do some research. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
May I?
What's the ticker? Yeah.
Let's put the volume up.
What's the ticker? Where's it at? What is the ticker? Where's it at? I got crypto in the bag, send the CA in the chat. Gonna ape another fat, got a runner on the map. So line of sniping like a gat, and the Sowie is moving quickly. I'm the squeeze them where they at. I'm trying to bring the Mimquins back. 1000X is gonna land. I got it chilling in the back, and the gas fees are gonna slap. Where's the ticker? Where's it at?
Yeah, you guys, life be like that, right? Tatsu here is already trying to sleep. He's like, what are you doing? Guys, thanks for coming. We'll be back again tomorrow.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for pulling up today, guys. You guys stay bullish. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's go.
Adam's key.
Yes. What a time to be alive, guys. This is incredible. We're living in the future, literally. It was the future. It was the present like a few minutes ago. Now we're in the future. This is and
It's
it's just
happening.
unfolding in front of us. It's just you couldn't predict what's coming next.
It's happening. You'll be rich.